Hello football fanatics and welcome back to the channel after a great night and morning of World Cup football. Germany scored 7, Sweden scored 5, Japan secured a massive comeback against the Netherlands to share a point with them. However, the match that ended 1-0 was the most intriguing for me, and let me explain why. Germany absolutely humiliated Curaçao, scoring 7 past them. A bit of a callback to a similar result 12 years back against Brazil, but that was a world champion German team. And from that team, only Manuel Neuer remains in this current setup as an old guard in a new generation of German football ushered by Julian Nagelsmann, a man who has reignited the German spirit in this team, and they were head and shoulders above their opponents. However, Curaçao are the weakest team in this group, and this result was expected. But the most important part is that having +6 in the goal difference column almost gives them a certainty that they are going through to the next round. And after 2 back-to-back group stage World Cup exits, this feels like a new era for them. And speaking of thrashing, Sweden put 5 past Tunisia. However, unlike the German team that looked like a unit having a walk in the park, Sweden did struggle for a while against Tunisia, especially in the first half. But important individual brilliance from Isak and Ayari, capped off with goals, made sure they beat Tunisia comfortably. Taking nothing away from the brilliant job done by Graham Potter, it remains to be seen how they fare in the next 2 group stage games and if Sweden can top the group. A more intriguing match was the one between Netherlands and Japan, because having followed Japan for the past few years, especially since their brilliant performances against Germany and Spain at the Qatar World Cup, the expectations were high. However, Netherlands dominated throughout the match, although Japan, being Japan, did bring the fight back to them with 2 comeback goals. One, a long ranger from Nakamura, and a second, a header at the dying minutes from Daichi Kamada. Let's hope we can see more of Japanese resilience throughout the tournament. But the best match of the night was the one between Ivory Coast and Ecuador. Ecuador are heavily tipped to be one of the dark horses of the tournament. Both the teams looked evenly matched. It was an end-to-end affair throughout, with lots of chances being created and missed on both ends, and some mistakes as well. Diomande stood out for me with his individual brilliance. He carried his club form to his country. Ahmad came off the bench in the second half and scored the winner. And Oulai controlled the game brilliantly from midfield, also coming in as a substitute. They were led perfectly by Casey, and this looks like a very promising team overall. So it would be interesting to see how Ivory Coast does against the German powerhouse. Who do you think would win it?